Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. Today, a watch launched in 2021 and a model that received, shall we say, a lot of attention, bearing a little bit of an heir de famille to a distant relative. The Zenith Chronomaster Sport was immediately in demand, and we can say, almost half a decade later, has to be considered a smashing success. One of the most popular modern Zenith releases. It's 41 millimeters in diameter in stainless steel, black ceramic bezel. You can see in profile, it's 13.8 millimeter thick, 46.6 from lug tip to lug tip with a 20 millimeter spacing in between the lugs. Particularly on the strap, this watch wears really well. The short lug-to-lug span, especially given the case size, means that it'll fit better on a small wrist than you think. You can see on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, the lugs are far inboard the edge of my wrist, even over the top, which exaggerates the width of the watch. The lugs are still inboard. This is always the definitive angle, and this is why I can say even if your wrist is 14 centimeters circumference, this is going to wear really nicely. Taking a quick look, you can see in profile, it's neither thick nor thin, but it'll easily slide under most sleeves, and that includes shirts, not just jackets. I actually like it on the strap. I think aesthetically and ergonomically, this is your best bet if your wrist is on the smaller size and you're trying to make this work. We have textile, we have stitch, we have a rubber lining on the bottom. Absolutely love that. You can see that prevents the moisture, heat, sweat, grit of the wrist from degrading the material. It also provides a more supple feel against the wrist. You can see that it's cut in profile, but it's lacquered for refinement. And we've got a very robust steel double deployant clasp. You can see the Zenith Star logo, polished satin, some contrast. There is a trigger system. You have to press both triggers in to open it up. You can see inside the clasp body, we have those little spring-loaded ceramic pin snaps to ensure that the mechanism remains snappy and tight and sharp forever. And you can see externally, easier to see those triggers there. The case is very much its own thing. This Chronomaster case design will never be confused with any other watch. It's only from this angle, particularly when equipped with a bracelet, that people noticed it looked like another famous sports chronograph. In profile, this is very much Zenith's own case. We've got the soft bevel on the side. We've got a little bit of satination on the top, polish in profile. The case back is somewhat set back, which is why it sits lower on the wrist than its measured thickness. And then there's this squared off quality to the end of the downturned lugs. We've got these pump style pushers. We have a little Zenith Star on the crown. It is a push down crown, but the watch is 100 meters water resistant. There's a little kerf underneath so you can dig your fingernail in easily. We have a scratch resistant ceramic bezel. And the nice thing about this watch is that the bezel is really quite large and has a broad overhang. So almost any blow against whatever might conventionally mark your watch in the course of daily use, it's probably going to be absorbed by the sapphire or the ceramic. So this watch should prove to be quite scratch resistant in the long run. And again, now that we've seen them out in the world for a few years, they are coming back almost unmarred as pre-owned watches. So there is something to be said about this big scratch resistant heat shield across the top. What we've got here is not actually a tachymetric scale bezel. To be precise, it is a 10-second scale. And this is something that Zenith first debuted about 15 years ago called striking tenth. And while the El Primero has always been capable of discerning an interval as small as 1/10 of a second, a small scale could make it difficult to actually read those tenths. So here we have the angular displacement of 1 second spread over 36 degrees of this 360-degree circle. So when you stop it, it's easy to read those tenths of a second there. So you see this is 2 seconds, and then it's going to be 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, and then 2.8, just like that. Very easy to read. By spreading the tenths over a bigger surface area, it's easier to read them individually. Now, of course, that also makes for a spectacular looking dial, as we've got this 10-second foudroyant flying around. We also have our, if you look, we have our chronograph seconds right here. So there's a chronograph seconds dial. And then there is a 60-minute register for 60 chronograph minutes. So you're correct. You do lose the chronograph hours with this striking 10th system. I think that's a worthwhile sacrifice, as I rarely run a chronograph for hours. And frankly, I often wish every chronograph had a 60 minutes register for example, timing something that's 37 minutes, or 41 minutes. It's just easier to read off a 60-minute scale. We also have the distinctive tritone overlapping registers that are a decades-long heritage Zenith styling element. We have faceted rhodium-plated applique steel indices and a Zenith star logo to match on this white lacquer dial. It's quite fetching. We also have no shortage of luminescence. As you can see, the watch has a little bit of a baseball diamond look in the dark, but it's easy enough to read the hours and the minutes. Of course, we've got a little date indicator down in the corner, the 4:30 date being a long-term Zenith El Primero styling cue. And, of course, the El Primero doesn't have to have a 4:30 date. It could be just about anywhere. Of course, it is something we have come to expect with time. Now, I will also say it has hacking seconds, which is not something we've come to expect from the El Primero, as historically, right up until 2019, that was almost unheard of. So the 3600 caliber, which is what we have here, is unofficially the El Primero 2. So you can see right there in the reference number, this is characteristic of most Zenith's watches for decades. The reference number has the caliber number. 3600 is an El Primero, but instead of 50 hours of power reserve, you get 60. Instead of 31 joules, it's 35. Instead of a tiny scale giving us tenths of seconds, we have the striking tenth. And instead of no hacking, we have hacking. But we also still have a quick set date. Also, unlike the original El Primero, we now have a more intuitive quick set with the crown in the intermediate position. On the El Primero, traditionally, when you pull the crown out all the way, that would be the setting position for the date, and the intermediate position would set the time. Jumping back to the case back, we have a silicone escapement, which reduces friction and oscillating mass and helps to improve that power reserve. We also have a very traditional setup for the El Primero, which is a combination of a lateral clutch with a crisp column wheel. That hasn't changed, and thank goodness. Another feature of the newer El Primero movement, the 3600, is that it preserves two important elements of the original. First, the high beat rate, 36,000 vibrations per hour, or 10 beats per second. That's at the heart of this striking tenth concept. It's also why, for example, the running seconds hand seems smoother than a conventional running seconds hand. A normal watch typically runs between 5 beats and 8 beats per second. This is 10. Another feature is that the movement looks great. A lot of automatic winding chronographs are kind of ugly movements. They don't show you much, whereas here, almost the entirety of the chronograph mechanism, the clutch, the levers, the horns, the recentering hammers, the column wheel, it's all visible. And this is just a good-looking, large-scale movement that properly fills this case back. The watch is a design and technical success on every level, from one of the great brands in the watch industry dating back to, well, really, 1969. That's the entire heritage of the El Primero, when it was the first high-beat integrated automatic chronograph caliber. And Zenith dates back to 1865, 160 years this year, one of the first fully integrated manufacturers in Switzerland with all of the faculties of watchmaking under one roof. It's sort of, in a lot of ways, an unheralded rival to the likes of Jaeger-LeCoultre. So if you like the JLC, mythos, and mystique, Zenith is right up your alley. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.